Hey guys, it's Bananaowns here bringing you episode 4 of my Saints Row the Third Let's Play. In this episode we're going to do, a couple more missions here. And I'm already going to apologize for editing out, or at least talking over, I think, a very interesting cutscene in the game. Well, not really a cutscene, it's like the main character and Pierce sing What I Got by Sublime, and I really like that moment, but I don't want to get this marked down for audio copyright, so I'm going to be talking over it, so I apologize for that. Anyway, you see here I'm using a bike I got because I got the full package of the game. So I'm making use of these custom vehicles, or these special vehicles. So you get this, and you get the broom from the witches thing, that's really handy as well. So you have a flying vehicle accessible from basically the start of the game. Okay, so the last video I was gonna get into talking about Metacritic scores and everything like that. So I'm gonna use the game, let's see, Last of Us, and then also I'm going to let's see here. I think I'm gonna use Fallout New Vegas as an example of Metacritic scores. Because I think there was a thing about Fallout New Vegas or something like that, where in order to get a bonus or something it needed to be above like an 80 or an 85 or a 75 or something like that, and it's like an 80. Okay, so I was talking about how review scores shouldn't really mean what they do. Like, people overemphasize the impact of the scores, and I think, and it's because people overemphasize the meaning of these scores that it actually hurts some games in the long run. Like, it's a really interesting time that we live in, where anyone can comment in a very public forum without much effort to talk about games. But when it comes that these games are being based on Metacritic scores, and which is kind of messed up when you think about it, because you can have some critics that aren't very reliable, or just hate for the sake of hating it. So let's pick. I think when it comes to Metacritic, I think if you read the user reviews, it's really shocking sometimes, the user reviews, because you have a game like Dead Space 3, which is a pretty good game. People had some qualms about EA, so the user Metacritic scores at least, were super low, because people were just attacking EA, so they just brought down the score, even though the game was pretty good actually, and probably better than a lot of games being released. So let me talk about The Last of Us right now. So Last of Us right now has a 95 on Metacritic, which is phenomenal. Almost every reviewer had a positive thing to say about it. Almost every reviewer had a really positive game. So something like this, you can tell, okay, this game was absolutely great, perfect story and stuff like that. But then I noticed that people that posted some not so great scores, there's a lot of hundreds. So when someone like Polygon posts a 75, people get up in arms about it when they have a legitimate reason for it. Like, they cite that the gameplay wasn't the most engaging, and the single player and the multiplayer is pretty engaging. So they said, okay, there's some issues with the gameplay mechanics in the game, but the story is absolutely phenomenal. And then people jump on the hate train because it got a 75, which is still in the upper percentages of games. It's still at least average. And I'm not going to debate whether Last of Us is average or not. I think it's a really great game, but I'm just saying that these people that don't hate on a game. They're not trying to be an outlier and just write a bad review just to get press. They're just trying to write something pointing out some problems and not following through with the perfect hype. And these people get villainized, and it's kind of shocking when you think about like the internet hate mob, and just overall it's really frustrating when, especially in regards to like just reviews and the way people act on these reviews. So BioShock Infinite is another one of these that has absolutely great scores, and people complain about the shooting mechanics. I really like the shooting in the game. I don't understand people complaining about it, but people say that there's issues, so I'm like, okay, a lot of people say there's issues, so maybe it's just, I just don't get it. So, I'm just, sorry, I just got a text message. So, yeah, so first of all, there's this tank right here, so, yeah, so people, or, man, I wasn't even saying, I was kind of just got, okay, so, yeah, so people have shooting mechanics, like, I don't agree with any problems with the shooting, but I like people saying that, okay, maybe this could have been done better. I think that makes games better when there's actually legitimate criticism, and, Rooster Teeth just recently did a game time that's like a little mini-series that they do where they interview people, and they talk about a lot of, great stuff on there. And the last one that they did was, first of all, they were playing, I think, Fez, and they're talking about internet nativity. And I agree that the internet is amazing in order for interacting with like studios or with like people that you're fans of. But at the same time, that great like transparency is also a negative factor. Just because they're just people. I think that like anonymity really lets make people feel like they can say things that they couldn't say in real life. Like you couldn't walk up to someone in real life like right to their face and tell them like you should go fucking kill yourself, because if that person, or like if it was another guy or something, you'd get your ass kicked. And I think people with the internet feel like they can do that. And it really leads to the question, like, okay, criticism is absolutely great. Constructive criticism is actually okay. But when you're getting into kind of hate speech like that, it's just like, why? What possesses people to do something like that? Like, what makes them do that? And I still have more on my soapbox to say, so I'll see you in the next one, guys. And I'm going to talk about something else, but similar.